Memphis, I don't know, man. Defensively, they've got such a high ceiling. I watch most of both of these games, and they are just a nightmare to watch with the ball, man. They do not have a point guard, and it is horrendous. So I know you talk about the Tigers all the time on your radio show, and we talk about it here, and we poke fun and all that. And the story is Iowa State coming out of it. There's no doubt about it. But Memphis is the highest profile team. It's got 2 future lottery picks, likely lottery picks. Jalen Duren and Emoni Bates were largely non-factors in both of these games here. So to me, it was glaring. Credit to Iowa State because they won the games. They deserve it. In fact, I tweeted about Memphis. Iowa State fans got all on me for that. Listen, the clones are doing wonderful. You're getting some. Memphis ain't going to be in the court report on Wednesday, okay? So more love coming there. But come on now, Parrish. This team, they got to figure it out. And maybe you can't. Maybe they will have a certain ceiling that's going to be very opponent dependent. But boy, oh boy, it feels like something we at least should talk about for a quick second here, because them not having a point guard, like, it cannot be Emoni Bates running that offense. He is not a point guard. He has the ability to pass the ball and certainly handle and distribute here and there. He is not the guy you want running the offense. He is a scorer. He is a true 2. And the guys they have in there, it's kind of a rotating cast of who's going to run the offense. It's a problem for the Tigers.
They have one natural point guard on the roster. It's Alex Lomax. And with all due respect, I say this as nicely as I can say it, because I like Alex Lomax. Like, I want him to graduate college, get a great job, and move next door to me, and we can raise our families together. I like him as a person. He's not good enough to play this number of minutes at that position for a team that has these aspirations. And this isn't one of those deals where, yeah, but he's young and maybe he'll get back. He's played 90-something games. He's a senior. He is what he is. And what he is somebody averaging 5.2 points, 3 assists, 2.7 turnovers a game, shooting 36% from the field, 14.3% from 3. He is a non-shooter, non-driver, non-finisher. Like, even the things people say he's supposed to do well, he doesn't do those things well. Like, it's well, he's a real run your team point guard, except he's not. He doesn't do that well either. It is. You're right. I talk about Memphis a lot because I host a radio show there. And all offseason, after they got Jalen Duren, Emoni Bates, one of the things I said consistently was, if this were the NBA, I would trade either one of those 5-star freshmen plus another rotation player for Andrew Nembhard. I would like that's what they need, a point guard, and they don't have one. And they might be able to be really good, despite not having a point guard, because they thought they would. If you talk to the coaching staff in the offseason, it was going to be point guard by committee. Listen, all we got to do is get the ball across half court, get us into our offense. It'll be fine. So obviously not fine. They had 23 turnovers against Iowa State. Their offensive turnover percentage is now 26.6. That ranks 353rd in the country. The only teams worse at taking care of the ball are IUPUI, Houston Baptist, Grambling State, UT Arlington, and Jacksonville. In the entire country. That's it. It's a list of 5. There's 358, and there's only 5 teams worse than Memphis at taking care of the ball. At this point, and it's really interesting because Penny has shown the ability to enroll, whatever he wants. 5-star centers, 5-star power forwards, 5-star wings, never a 5-star point guard. It's always been Alex Lomax. Do you realize last season when they got good and went on that run, like they went 11-2 in their final 13 games, beat Mississippi State, Boise State, Colorado State, Dayton, only 2 losses in that stretch, both to Houston, one by 2 points, one by 3 points. Like, they got really good. Kelvin Sampson subsequently told, I think, my buddy John Rothstein, that, we went to the Final Four. We played 4 games. We won 4 games to get to the Final Four, and none of those games were as hard as the 2 games against Memphis. Memphis got good last season. You know when they got good? When Alex Lomax got hurt. He was unavailable. Penny couldn't use him. Didn't have him as an option. So they just went with Boogie Ellis and Damian Baugh, and they got good. And now Boogie Ellis is at USC, leading the team in scoring, I believe. Undefeated USC. Damian Baugh's been hurt, but he's at TCU. Those guys got so frustrated with not being the primary guard. This isn't the only reason they transferred, but you don't have to be a genius to assume like Boogie Ellis is like, I came here to be a point guard and I'm, not playing that position as much as I'd like because of Alex Lomax. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to California. And then they didn't prioritize it in the transfer portal. And oh, by the way, the number one point guard prospect in America, Kennedy Chandler, is from Memphis. I mean, it's like I don't know, but there are Memphis fans who are convinced he just didn't want to recruit over Alex's head. I don't know that I believe that, but I know whatever caused this, they are now stuck with an incredibly talented roster that is amazing defensively, but they cannot run a half-court offense, and it is largely because they don't have a quality point guard. It's not only because, but it's largely because. And at this point, I would just start trying any option other than Alex Lomax. Anything. You know what he is. So try anything. Let Earl Timberlake work through it. Earl Timberlake's my point guard, for better or worse. Let's see how it goes. And then I would simplify the offense. Whatever it is they're teaching it's not working. It's not coming through. I'm sure it all sounds great in an office, on a dry erase board, but it is clearly not connecting with the players. And this is not this isn't just a early season thing for them. It was the same thing last season. They were great defensively and very bad offensively. And so far this season, it's a lot of the same stuff. They've got to just turn another direction at point guard and simplify the offense because like what they've been doing, at this point, it's pretty clear it's not going to work.